A secret organization is getting too popular, and you, the agent, have to go low-key to investigate some weird explosions and other strange happenings in the city. The pressure is on to not mess this up. You make it to the coordinates, and the whole place is giving off bad vibes. Your handler yaps about how social unrest and these weird events are connected, which is a bit of a history lesson no one asked for. Basically, society might be about to hit the self-destruct button. Just when things couldn't get more extra, a side quest drops. You're tasked with protecting someone who's already cleared to contact your Digivice, which is sus. On top of that, you run into these bizarre life forms that the higher-ups are now officially calling digital monsters, or Digimon for short. You finally meet the person you're supposed to protect, and she's not making a whole lot of sense. She's going on about a war on the roof of the government building. Your handler thinks she's been affected by an anomaly, but the whole situation is a major question mark. The scale of the problem gets real when the biggest Digimon ever recorded shows up. Your mission is to stop this threat before it escalates and causes a full-blown catastrophe. Your handler is basically putting the fate of the city in your hands, so no pressure or anything. You stumble upon a completely wrecked area that was hidden behind a wall. It's giving major cover-up energy. The girls rambling about a fight on the roof suddenly seems a lot more credible. Your new goal is to get to the rooftop of the Tokyo Metropolitan Government Building and see what's going on. Your handler drops some major lore about Digivolution, a theory created by your adoptive father, Dr. Yuki, who also founded your organization, Adamus. This isn't just a power-up, it's a fundamental change that Digimon go through as they gain experience, and some of yours might be ready to glow up. As you get closer to the final showdown, you're reminded of your legacy. Dr. Yuki wasn't just some scientist. He poured his own money into Adamus to protect humanity. Carrying on his work is your whole deal, so mastering Digivolution is basically a must-do for the mission. After a wild battle, you find a human, not a Digimon, lying in the chaos. This person is clearly confused, and some new Digimon named Minerva immediately assumes they're an egg thief. The situation escalates with another intruder, and you're caught in the middle of some serious Digimon drama. The aftermath of the battle is a total mess, with the area now under a strict blockade. A distressed father is trying to find his daughter, Inori, who might be stuck inside. This whole scene feels like a major incident that's being swept under the rug by the authorities. Down in the underground, you run into a streamer named Hiroko and find the missing girl, Inori. She's being attacked by a monster, and it turns out Inori's dad, Misono, knows more about these phase electron life forms than he lets on. He recognizes your power to help. The underground situation gets intense as you navigate through monster-infested tunnels looking for Inori. Hiroko's attempts to get viral content are really not helping the vibe. It's a mix of a rescue mission and a very poorly planned streaming session, with danger around every corner. You find Inori and her dad, Misono, facing a huge, scary Digimon. Inori has a small friend she calls Ku, and she's trying to protect him. Misono basically tells you to handle the big guy while he worries about his daughter, putting you right in the center of the action. Inori puts herself in danger to protect Ku from the attacking Digimon, and Misono begs you to save her. The situation is getting seriously out of hand, and it's clear that your intervention is the only thing that can prevent a tragedy from happening right there in the underground. Your handler finally reconnects, and the plot twist is insane. You've traveled 8 years into the past. The Tokyo you see is intact, but in your timeline, it's a hellscape. Shinjuku was the starting point of a global collapse, making your mission in the past the only hope for the future. You're now living with Inori and her dad Misono in the past. Your handler has cobbled together a location data system so you can navigate this timeline. The mission is clear. Keep your time-traveling identity a secret and investigate the origins of the future catastrophe. You get pulled into a weird dimension called the In-Between Theater, a space between space-time. A mysterious figure tells you that the natural laws of the world are breaking down and you can't stay out of it. It's all very cryptic, but it hints at a much larger conflict. Back in your original timeline, the situation is grim. The world is in a three-sided conflict between Digimon, humans, and mechs, all stemming from the Shinjuku Inferno. Your handler tells you that you, in the past, might be the only one who can prevent this apocalyptic future. You run into Inori's friend, Hiroko, again. She's trying to drag Inori on another one of her paranormal investigations for her streaming channel. Your handler realizes that the video she might film could be the same one that helped them pinpoint anomalies in the future, suggesting you should tag along. The crew heads back underground to find Ku, the little Digimon Inori rescued earlier. Inori's protective nature is on full display, which Hiroko notes is a recurring theme. She has a habit of taking in injured animals, revealing a deeper, unresolved, emotional struggle she's dealing with. Inori reveals that she knows about phase electron life forms from her dad's old notes. He was so obsessed with finding them that he quit his job. This personal connection makes her even more determined to protect Ku, even as they venture deeper into dangerous territory to find him. They find Ku being bullied by a larger Digimon, and Inori refuses to back down. Hiroko sees this as a sign that Inori can't let go of the past, likely connected to being picked on herself. Her fierce desire to protect Ku triggers a powerful emotional response that changes everything. Inori's overwhelming desire to protect Ku causes him to digivolve into Agumon, a humanoid Digimon who can now speak. He thanks Inori for saving him and vows to protect her with his new strength. This event marks a turning point, solidifying the bond between them and introducing a new powerful ally. Misono takes you and the newly transformed Agumon to meet someone. It's Dr. Simmons from Public Safety again, who is beyond excited to see a real phase electron life form in the flesh. She's eager to run experiments to understand Agumon's capabilities, setting up a very weird science project. Your handler flags Inori and Agumon as Class A anomalies. Agumon's evolution, seemingly triggered by a human's emotions, is unprecedented. Given that Shinjuku is the epicenter of the future disaster, it's highly likely that these two are at the heart of the mystery you need to solve. Agumon's new friends from the park have gone missing, and the footprints lead into a strange, hidden area. Agumon senses they're in trouble, and the group decides to venture into the unknown space to rescue them. It's another unexpected rescue mission in a place that's definitely not normal. You find the missing kids cornered by a creepy, blood-sucking Digimon. The vibe is super off, and it's clear you've walked into a serious boss fight. Inori gets protective, and you have to step up to deal with this new threat and save the kids from becoming a meal. After you defeat the Digimon, Agumon tries to help the scared kids, but they call him a monster and run away. This rejection hits him hard, and he retreats to the rooftop to be alone. It's the first time he's faced the harsh reality of being different in the human world. Your handler points out that you seem to be getting emotionally invested, especially since you also lost your parental figure to an anomaly. They remind you to stay objective. Inori and Agumon are subjects of your investigation, and your mission to prevent a global collapse comes first. You get roped into another fight, this time helping Minerva against some Digimon called Cremon. Minerva seems to know their weak points, and guides you through the battle. It's a quick, intense fight that introduces new combat mechanics and hints at a deeper conflict you're now a part of. Minerva ends up crashing at your place, and you all try to piece together what's happening. Minerva is on a mission from her world, and Inori suggests asking Dr. Simmons for help. The group decides to track down the eccentric scientist, hoping she has some answers about Digimon and other worlds. Your search for Dr. Simmons turns into a series of battles as you navigate through the city. The dynamic between Agumon, Inori, and Minerva solidifies as they fight together. It's clear that their journey to find answers is going to be anything but a straightforward walk in the park. You track down the public safety officer from before, but he says Dr. Simmons is in Akihabara hunting for parts. He gives you a lead, telling you to check the shops under the overpass. The mission takes another turn, sending you on a parts run through the famous electronics district. In Akihabara, you get pulled into an outer dungeon, an unstable space between the human and digital worlds. A monster has stolen a crucial device part, and you have to chase it down. This detour is a stark reminder of how thin the barrier between worlds has become. You finally meet up with Dr. Simmons, who is thrilled with your work. As a thank you, she installs a miniaturized Digimon detector into your device. She's also incredibly fascinated by your advanced tech, hinting that you're part of something much bigger and more advanced than she's ever seen. Hiroko shows up with news of a dark shadow at Shinjuku Station, which sounds suspiciously like the intruder from the temple incident. She ropes Minerva, a cosplayer, into her next stream, and the whole group heads to the station to investigate, blending a serious threat with Hiroko's content grind. You find the place where the Great Guardian's egg was kept, and it's already hatched. Agumon reveals that this is the first place he remembers seeing when he woke up. The group connects the dots. Agumon isn't just any Digimon. He's the Great Guardian everyone's been looking for. The group gets pulled through a haywire gate and ends up in the digital world. Your handler is losing his mind with excitement over this discovery, calling it the most important mission in Adamus history. Your new objective is to gather as much data as possible to prevent the future inferno. Your handler confirms that the data you're sending from the digital world matches their database of cryptids and mysterious animals. This solidifies the theory that Digimon are the source of most anomalies, including the Shinjuku Inferno. The stakes are higher than ever to keep digging for information. While exploring the digital world, you stumble upon a brewing conflict. Some kid Digimon are getting bullied into going into the dangerous sewers. You meet Lunamon, who asks you to save her friend Coronamon in exchange for her helping you find Minerva, who you got separated from. In the sewers, you find out the bullies were actually Titans, the enemy faction. Inori doesn't hesitate to stand up for the kids, and Agumon vows to protect her. Just as a big fight is about to break out, Minerva makes a dramatic entrance, ready to clean house and protect her little brother. During the fight, Agumon digivolves again, fueled by his promise to protect Inori. He sees her as the person who gives him the strength to overcome his fears. This power-up is a huge moment, confirming that he might really be the Great Guardian, born from the legendary egg. You report the Titan infiltration to the city's leader, Marukimon. The situation is dire, as the Titans have also messed with the radio tower, cutting off communication. To get you back to your world, you need to contact a Digimon named Junimon, but first, you have to help fix the tower. At the radio tower, a strange cloud is interfering with the signal, and you're pretty sure it's the Titan's doing. Your handler connects this to the theory of getting spirited away, mentioning that Dr. Yuki, your adoptive father, also vanished without a trace, possibly into a place like the digital world. You face a powerful Titan at the top of the radio tower, Just when things look tough, Agumon arrives as backup. It's a team effort to take down the enemy and clear the interference, showing that the Digimon of Iliad are serious about defending their home. The Digimon world is on the brink of civil war, a situation eerily similar to what caused the Shinjuku Inferno. Your handler believes investigating this conflict is the key to understanding the future catastrophe. The pressure is on as the connection to your timeline is running out of time. You travel to the factorial area to restore power to the railroad, but your ride gets shot down. The village is under attack, and the situation is way worse than anticipated. Your group has to navigate the chaos and figure out what's happening to get the power back on. The factorial area is a maze of industrial platforms and machinery, and you have to fight your way through hordes of titans. The mission to restore power becomes a gauntlet of battles as you push deeper into the enemy-controlled territory, with the fate of the railroad hanging in the balance. You rescue a quirky Digimon named Nanimon, who was trapped while supposedly looking for treasure. He's a bit of a gooner, but helping him out is part of clearing the area. The random encounters and strange personalities you meet add a layer of chaos to the already tense mission. You finally meet the area's guardian, Volcanismon, who mistakenly thinks you're Titans and attacks with his massive divine arms. You have to fight him to prove you're on his side. It's a classic case of mistaken identity leading to a massive boss fight, just another day in the digital world. After clearing things up with Volcanismon, he restores power to all of Iliad, getting the railroad working again. He's fascinated by the human world, especially after seeing a piece of tech you have, and hopes to visit someday. With the mission complete, you can finally head to Junomon's temple. You finally meet Junomon, who officially recognizes Agumon as the Great Guardian, successor to the legendary hero Chronomon. She recounts the history of Iliad, the war against the Titans, and Chronomon's sacrifice, which left behind the egg that Agumon hatched from. The lore drop is massive. Your handler connects the dots from the information you're sending. The idea of urban legends and myths, being stories from people who visited the digital world, becomes a solid theory. The investigation is revealing the fundamental truths of your world, making your mission even more critical. On the way to your next mission, Agumon grapples with his new identity as the Great Guardian. He's not used to being needed and celebrated after having to hide in the human world. Inori reassures him, but the conversation hints at a difficult choice he might have to make in the future. At the Ocean Village, you find out Shellman has been secretly nursing an injured Titan, Divermon, who no longer wants to fight. This act of kindness has put Shellman at odds with the other villagers. You agree to help, showing that compassion can cross even enemy lines. Inori opens up about how meeting Agumon and you has changed her perspective. She no longer feels trapped by her past trauma and is genuinely happy. Agumon's quiet bravery makes her feel like she's watching her little brother grow up, but she also feels a new, confusing emotion. You find Divermon's boss, who is not interested in peace talks. He calls Divermon a traitor for wanting to stop the fighting and tries to eliminate him. You have to step in and defend Divermon, proving that this conflict is more complicated than just one side versus the other. Your handler observes that the conflict in the digital world is escalating over resources, mirroring the events that led to the Shinjuku Inferno. This strengthens the theory that you can prevent the future catastrophe by resolving the war in this world. The stakes just keep getting higher. On the train, Inori shares more about her past. Her dad became overprotective after losing his wife and son 3 years ago. Her friend Hiroko started her paranormal streaming channel to secretly look for clues about the accident that took Inori's family, showing how deeply her friends care. Inori has a moment of clarity and decides to fully support whatever path Agumon chooses. She recognizes how much he's helped her move forward and wants to repay him. This solidifies her role as his most important person, giving him the emotional anchor he needs for the fight ahead. You reach the Gear Forest village and meet its chief, Agumon, who is a complete gooner and seems to be always drunk. His partner, Sirenmon, explains that he's supposed to guard the World Tree from the Titans, but the pressure has gotten to him. The situation is not looking good. The World Tree, the source of the digital world's energy, has been attacked. The Titans didn't drain its power, they injected it with a strange substance, disrupting the entire energy flow. This act of sabotage is a major escalation in the war, threatening the entire world. Your handler theorizes that the war in the digital world spans years and eventually spills over into the human world, causing the Shinjuku Inferno. This makes your mission even more urgent. You need to dig deep into the conflict to find the truth and stop the apocalypse in both worlds. You race back to Junomon's temple, which is now under a full-scale Titan assault. Junomon entrusts you with a treasure containing Chronomon's power, but Agumon refuses to leave Inori's side. He chooses to protect her over his supposed destiny, a decision that has massive consequences. You land back in Shinjuku, and the situation is intense. Public safety is closing off a huge radius around the government building with an electromagnetic net to contain a horde of Digimon. Dr. Simmons is there, trying to get her experimental device working to stop them. The final generators are activated, securing the route to the government building. Dr. Simmons gives you a miniaturized version of her device, a one-time-use gadget that could come in handy. The stage is set for a final confrontation in the heart of Shinjuku. The Titan leader, Digimon, absorbs the power of the treasure you were carrying, becoming absurdly powerful. The battle is a chaotic mess of elemental attacks and strategic takedowns. This fight is clearly the climax of the conflict that has spilled over from the digital world. Digimon reveals a shocking truth. He is a clone of the hero Chronomon, and the pain of all Titans is flowing into him. This war was never about territory. It's about correcting a long-standing injustice, with your group caught in the crossfire of an ancient grudge. A space-time disturbance, the same kind that erased Dr. Yuki, begins to form. Your handler confirms it's caused by the clashing Digimon. Inori realizes that her hatred of the past has been holding her back, and she chooses to focus on her positive feelings for Agumon instead of being consumed by darkness. Digimon is defeated, but the power of the treasure goes out of control. Agumon absorbs it to contain the blast, saving everyone. This act of heroism proves he has the potential to handle the power of a hero, even if it's chaotic and dangerous. You arrive back in the human world, but it's been 8 years. Inori is shocked to find herself back at her old age, while you and Agumon haven't aged a day. Hiroko explains that Digimon are now public knowledge and are confined to a segregated district, a dystopian turn of events. You're all detained by DA, the Digimon task force, but are broken out by a former public safety officer, Asuna Shiroki. She reveals that captured Digimon are being used as test subjects in an underground base. Dr. Simmons has also quit and is now leading a rebellion to fight for coexistence. You meet Marukimon again, who explains that he and his followers fled to the human world after losing the war to the Titans. The situation is dire, with threats from both the Titans and the anti-Digimon humans. He asks for your help to negotiate a ceasefire by freeing their occupied villages. Back in the digital world, Central Town is now completely controlled by Titans. You meet a moderate Titan named Lanamon, who hates the fighting and agrees to help you. She reveals that not all Titans want war, offering a glimmer of hope for a peaceful resolution. You find Shellman, who has digivolved into the beautiful Venusmon and is now a renowned healer. She is reluctant to leave her village due to an impending battle, but Lanamon suggests you deliver a peace offering to the local Titan leader to secure a ceasefire. The Titan leader turns out to be Divermon, who has digivolved into Neptunemon. He gladly accepts the peace offering and reveals he's been trying to negotiate, but his envoys never returned. You realize they were likely intercepted, and a third party is trying to keep the war going. You enter the in-between theater again and are shown an Akashic vision of a tragic future where Venusmon accidentally poisons Neptunemon. You now have the power to interfere with this predetermined fate. This is a game changer, giving you the ability to rewrite history and prevent these tragedies. You return to the past just in time to learn that Lanamon was the saboteur all along. She switched Venusmon's sedative with a lethal poison, admitting she's been playing you. Her motive is pure hatred, fueled by the Titan's ancient grudge against the hero Chronomon. Lanamon reveals she was the one who tricked Captain Kuri, Inori's dad's colleague, 8 years ago, leading to his injury. Her entire identity is built on tricking humans. This personal connection makes the fight even more intense, as you're now avenging a past wrong. With Lanamon defeated, you've successfully rewritten the tragic script. Neptunemon and Venusmon are reunited and vow to protect the seas together. You've created a new, better timeline. The mysterious figures in the theater explain this is the power of the Akashic vision and that you are gaining allies, or apostles, for a greater purpose. Your handler delivers a chilling new directive from Adamus HQ. Agumon's time travel ability has been classified as a Class S anomaly, a threat to the world. The potential for him to manipulate history is seen as too dangerous, and you are being warned to consider the worst-case scenario. You head to the Gear Forest to find a healing fruit for the injured Marukimon, but the forest is dead and the village is empty. It's another vision of a tragic future you must prevent. The Dark Shadow appears again, signaling another opportunity to use the Akashic vision and rewrite fate. The Akashic vision shows a future where Bacchusmon's village is destroyed by a Titan assassin while he's drunk and passed out. Overcome with guilt, he takes his own life. You are sent back in time to prevent this, tasked with stopping the assassin and saving the village from another tragedy. You arrive in the past just as a Titan assassin, Lilithmon, uses a strange song to put everyone to sleep. You have to fight your way through a dream-like space to wake everyone up and confront her before she can carry out her plan to destroy the village. Lilithmon reveals she served under Titamon, the Digimon you fought in Shinjuku, and blames you for his disappearance. Her fight is one of pure revenge. This reveal connects the current conflict directly back to your past battles, showing how deep the grudges in this war run. You save the village, and Bossmon is incredibly grateful. He sobers up and commits to protecting his home alongside Sirenmon. You've rewritten another tragedy, gaining more apostles and further solidifying your role as a force for positive change in this war-torn world. Agumon suggests that once he fully masters his time travel power, he could go back and save Inori's mother and brother. This innocent but terrifying idea alarms your handler, who warns that acting on personal whims with such godlike power could shatter the world's reality. You head to an underground arena to find Grappleomon, formerly Bearmon, who is looking for his long-lost brother. The rumor is that his brother is now a champion in a Titan-run arena. The Colosseum becomes the next stage for a deeply personal family drama. Grappleomon confronts his brother, Callusmon, who has been twisted into a berserk fighter by the Titans. The confrontation triggers another Akashic vision, showing a future where the brothers are forced to fight to the death. You have to intervene and change this tragic reunion. You go back with Grappleomon to face his brother, but this time with a plan to save him, not fight him. Inori connects with Grappleman over the pain of losing a sibling, urging him to help his brother instead of giving in to anger. It's a powerful emotional moment that changes their approach. Agumon reveals he allowed the Titans to modify him in exchange for his little brother's safety. This selfless act, twisted into something monstrous, is the reason for his behavior. Grappleman, realizing his brother's sacrifice, finds a new resolve to save him, no matter the cost. After another successful rewrite, Agumon grows more confident in his ability to control time. He reaffirms his promise to Inori that he will one day save her family, but your handler grows more concerned, fearing that this power could lead to the world's collapse if not handled carefully. You return to Rebellion Village to find that public safety is about to activate a giant, unidentified weapon to wipe out all Digimon. Inori realizes her own father is involved and decides she has to confront him and try to stop this horrific plan from being carried out. Inori's dad reveals his motive. He blames Digimon for everything he's lost, including Inori when she vanished. His grief has twisted into a desire for revenge, and he's willing to use this weapon to ensure nothing else can be taken from him. The family drama has reached a critical point. You get pulled into the theater alone, where you're shown a vision of Marukimon's death. It's another predetermined tragedy. This time, however, you have to act without your friends, proving that you've grown into your role and can face these challenges on your own. You manage to get the healing fruit to Marukimon just in time, saving him and rewriting his fate. With his strength restored, he leads his forces to reclaim Central Town from the Titans, a major victory that shifts the balance of the war. Your handler contacts you one last time, his voice filled with resignation. Adamus HQ is about to be erased by a massive space-time disturbance. He says his goodbyes, leaving the fate of the world entirely in your hands. It's a somber, final farewell. You infiltrate the Titans' headquarters, the Dark Field, to negotiate with their leader, Plutamon. The mission is to find out what the Titans truly want and broker a peace. It's a high-stakes diplomatic mission in the heart of enemy territory. You find Plutamon in a berserk state, consumed by rage and chanting death to Chronomon. It's clear that something is wrong, and he's not in control of himself. You have to fight him to snap him out of it and get to the bottom of what's going on. A weakened Plutamon reveals the truth. The hero Chronomon was a traitor who rebelled against a higher being. The legends were lies. Chronomon's curse has been manipulating the Titans, fueling their rage to cause a war. This changes everything you thought you knew about the conflict. With Plutamon saved and the truth revealed, the mastermind is confirmed to be Chronomon. He is trying to cause chaos in the human world. Marukimon sends you back to warn Dr. Simmons, as the final stage of Chronomon's plan is about to unfold in your world. You infiltrate the underground lab with Dr. Simmons to stop the anti-Digimon weapon. You discover that Digimon are being held captive and experimented on. The mission becomes a rescue operation as you fight through the facility to free them and stop the weapon. You discover that Volcanismon has been captured and his core has been forcibly integrated into the weapon. It's a horrifying revelation. This triggers another Akashic vision, showing his tragic fate. You now have to save him and stop the weapon he was forced to become. Agumon goes on a journey through his past actions, realizing that his repeated attempts to save Inori by turning back time are what caused the world to go crazy. The Shinjuku Inferno was his fault. He understands that he is a component in Chronomon's plan to awaken his time-altering powers. You successfully save Volcanismon and stop the weapon. He forgives the humans who helped save him, and they join forces. This unity between humans and Digimon becomes a symbol of hope against Chronomon's plan, proving that coexistence is possible. You learn that Dianamon, a former ally, has been providing Digimon to public safety for their experiments. She is being manipulated, and you have to travel to the cosmic area in the digital world to confront her and uncover the full extent of the conspiracy. You confront Apollomon, Dianamon's brother, who is furious about the rumors surrounding his sister. He refuses to listen to reason and attacks you. You have to defeat him to get him to calm down and help you get to the truth of what's happening with Dianamon. Dianamon reveals that Junimon instructed her to send Digimon to the human world as emissaries, but she had no idea they were being experimented on. When she tried to get help, she was betrayed and isolated, leading her to lose faith in everyone, including her brother. The conspiracy runs deeper than you thought. You discover that the Junimon you met was an imposter, and the real one has been imprisoned. Minerva is also locked away. The mastermind has been impersonating key figures to manipulate everyone. You have to break them out and expose the true enemy. With everyone freed, you confront the imposter Junimon. It's revealed that Chronomon's resentful will possess the real Junimon, taking advantage of her jealousy and turning her into a puppet. You defeat the possessed form, freeing her from the curse and revealing Chronomon as the ultimate villain. With Inori and the agent lost to a space-time disturbance, Agumon falls into despair. The mysterious hosts of the In-Between Theater tell him there's a chance to save her at the end of the world. He must face forward and find his courage to save the one who has fallen into darkness. The agent finds themselves alone in a void and learns their true origin from their handler. They are not human, but a manifestation created from a version of Agumon who lost Inori. Created by a higher being, homeostasis, their purpose is to guide Agumon and restore balance to the timeline. Agumon, now understanding his own role as Chronomon's replacement, fuses with the agent, becoming one complete being. With the strength of the apostles he saved, he prepares for the final battle against Chronomon to decide the fate of both worlds and choose the future over the past. The final battle begins, and the clash between two beings who can manipulate time causes severe distortions. The fabric of reality itself starts to break down. In the chaos, Inori is pulled from the void and returned to Agumon's side, a miracle born from the temporal chaos. You finally confront Chronomon, who is now bound to the Akashic Records, the system that governs time. He sees you as his alter ego, born to free him from his prison. He challenges you to a final battle to grant him the freedom of oblivion. All of the allies you've made, Marukimon, Bacchusmon, Neptunimon, and the others, arrive to help in the final battle. They use their combined strength to hold back the endless enemies summoned by the Akashic Records, buying you time to face Chronomon directly. Dr. Simmons contacts you, revealing that the rift in the human world is expanding and merging with your current location. The worlds are collapsing into each other. She gives you a final message of encouragement, calling you Agent Alpha and believing in your ability to save everyone. Your allies sacrifice their remaining power to help you in the final phase of the battle. It's an all-out assault against the embodiment of time itself. Everyone is putting their faith in you to overcome this final, impossible challenge. A mysterious figure appears and reveals that those bound by the laws of nature cannot defeat Chronomon. They grant a special exception, allowing an outside force, the hosts from the In-Between Theater, to interfere and give you the power you need to land the final blow. Inori promises Agumon that even if the world changes and they are separated, she will always find him again. This promise gives him the resolve he needs. He realizes he can use the power he inherited from Chronomon to restore the world, even if it comes at a great personal cost. Chronomon is defeated, but with the Keeper of Time gone, the world begins to unravel. Agumon understands what he must do. He decides to take Chronomon's place, becoming the new, eternal Keeper of Time to fix everything. It's a selfless, heartbreaking sacrifice. In a new, peaceful timeline, Inori lives a normal life with her mother and little brother, who are alive and well. She has no memory of Agumon, but when she sees an action figure of Agent Alpha, she feels a faint, nostalgic connection, a whisper of the bond that saved the world.